I keep saying it again and over again. There is a goal to this meditation. There's a path that leads to an end result. The end result is an open heart, love, passion, finding the highest levels of what it means to be a human being living in this world. That state of attainment, leads to a state of enlightenment, a oneness with God, a oneness with higher energy in the universe. And, this is not an easy thing to attain. And as I've said many times, it's not easy because we're up against only one person, and that's ourselves. Learning how to quiet the internal chaos, get the mind quiet, get the heart open, learning how to be centered and balanced inside oneself, learning how to master all of these tributaries that take us nowhere inside, except create a lot of tension and blocks to a state of spiritual enlightenment. And the meditation is about doing this. That's all it's about. It's not religion. It's not a cult. You don't have to believe in God to do this. All you have to want is to learn how to live on the highest levels of what it means to be human. I mean, I happen to believe in God, and I think many of you do, but that's not essential. What's essential is something inside each and every one of us that says, I want to fulfill my humanity. I was born here for a reason. I wasn't born here to spend a lifetime just going through difficulty, suffering, trauma. I was born here to learn how to transform all of that stuff into an open heart, into love. And to not be naive about this, because most of that stuff is not going to go away. We're always going to have things wrong with us. If we, that's just the nature of what it means to live here. But we also have a craft that when that little touch of depression comes, that little unhappy, we know how to transform it into an open heart. And the meditation is only about learning how to do this. People that fulfill the highest levels of their humanity are enlightened people. And what do I mean by that? People who live here and they're happy. Not people that live here and are holier than thou and reading from sacred texts and all that. Their hearts are open. There's joy, there's compassion, there's love inside them. They have learned how to build an inner life that enables them to live here like a human being should live. And all this madness that goes on in the world, this stuff that's going on in the Middle East and in the Ukraine, I mean, it's always going to be there. And it's just a reminder, for God's sake, that we have to grow and we have to get bigger than it. And we have to not allow that to interfere with our connection to God, and to build an inner life ourselves, one that's connected to higher energy, to get strong enough to be free of all the madness that goes on in the world. And by doing that, we can nurture other people. Understand? Not the entire world. I mean, for God's sake, there are 8 billion people in the world. Each and every one of them has to find a pathway to spiritual enlightenment. But those that come and those that we're near, and family and friends and people we love, and people that come here to study, it becomes our responsibility to truly nurture these people and find a way of loving them unconditionally. Does anyone have a question? I hope this is all clear. I try to take Kundalini and Tantric yoga and make it practical to everyday living. And I think for me, that's a very important element in his work, that it's not just Sanskrit words and holier than thou expressions and namaste and all this stuff. It's practical in terms of things that every human being can understand and apply to their lives. Does anyone have a question I would like to ask? God bless you all. I tell you all, I come here to learn, not to teach. You know, the real teacher is life. I come here to learn how to get strong enough to be able to bow to life, to sit in front of life and allow it to guide me to a state of enlightenment. Through all the ins and outs and difficulties and joys and loves, is there as one's teacher. We just need to be strong enough to let it teach us. That's our job. It knows a lot better than all of us. It's been around a lot longer than all of us in life. It has great wisdom to share with us if we open and allow it to do it. So all the meditation is about is building that kind of inner strength. And I'll repeat it again, it's not about getting religious or becoming a Hindu or a Buddhist or a Christian, Jewish. I mean, yes, if that is part of your karma, it's wonderful, You can draw from all of that in order to help you to grow like a human being. Rejection doesn't allow anyone to grow, but using the wealth, the depth of whatever your background is can help you to grow. Does anyone have a question you would like to ask? Okay, there'll be a meditation tomorrow evening. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you for being part of my life and my heart and for being here in these classes. And I just have a lot of gratitude for what goes on here. So God bless you all. And there'll be a class tomorrow evening. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Night, Stuart. Thank you.
Night, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.